Yeah, you. I bet you never heard of a glass lizard. So, say you're having a lovely walk around Disney World, just enjoying the sights, and you see out of the corner of your eye, there's a snake! Oh, but wait, it's not a snake. It's just a lizard with no legs. Yes, you heard me. A lizard with no legs. This is the glass lizard, and while it closely resembles a snake, it bears lizard features, such as movable eyelids, external ear openings, and inflexible jaws. But what does that all mean, you ask? Well, for reference, here's Toffee, a leopard gecko, which is a specific subspecies of lizard. You see him wink? Those are movable eyelids. You can see his external earlobes along the sides there, and he can only eat food the size of his mouth, which means that he has inflexible jaws. Snakes, they don't care. They'd eat a bus if they tried hard enough. But lizards don't roll like that. They're the more civilized reptile. Anyway, back to the glass lizard. This special snake, I mean not a snake, is found in sandy areas on the coastal plain of the United States, covering Florida, Georgia, North Carolina, South Carolina, Alabama, and Mississippi, but mostly all of Florida. The longest and heaviest one, the eastern glass lizard, is identified by a dark stripe or dark markings on its body, while the other species can vary in color, from light brown to yellowish or greenish. Basically, you can't tell the difference between this guy and a regular snake, unless you pick him up and check for ear openings. No thank you. The glass lizard tends to forage during the day in open areas, but searches for crevices to hide in, such as rock cracks or underneath debris. They earn the name glass because of how they can shatter their tail into several pieces when threatened, thus giving it time to escape. Again, this is a lizard trait, not a snake trait. So, if you pick up what you think is a snake and part of him just breaks off, he's not a snake. He will give you quite a shock though, because a glass lizard's tail is nearly half of his body. Half of his body. Imagine scaring someone so bad their waist and legs just shuddered and took off without them. On second thought, don't imagine that. That's kind of creepy. Like our friend Toffee, the glass lizard consumes a variety of insects and spiders, and this snake-like lizard has also been known to eat some small reptile and possibly young rodents, like a snake. That's what a snake does. They eat baby rodents. You want to know what you feed a snake in captivity? Pinkies. What are pinkies? They're baby mice. How is this not a snake when he eats baby mice and smaller versions of himself? What is wrong with reptiles? Why the attempts at a horror show?
Yes, well, sometimes your biggest threat is right under your nose.
You know, I'm starting to see why you were named after a cartoon Disney villain. Shame on you. There was also a myth about the glass lizard, that when it shattered its tail, it could just put the pieces back together, like a broken teacup. Just glue its tail back together with spit or spiderweb or something. This is, of course, not true. Instead, the glass lizard is able to regrow his tail, similar to most lizards. If we scared Toffee bad enough to lose his tail, he would be able to grow a new one as well. I'm not going to do that because that's cruel. And also, as far as I know, nothing scares him. And I'm afraid to find out what does. He's a very scary lizard. Well, that is all I have on the glass lizard. It's really quite a fascinating little creature, and I still think it acts a lot like a snake, but it's really the ear openings that make it a lizard, so, well, there you have it. Good luck, Florida. I don't know what you have down there, but it's more frightening the more I find out about what you have. And if you like this video, make sure to put a pause up and press that like button. Don't forget to comment and subscribe as well. If you have an animal that you would like to have me talk about, go ahead and list it in the comments below. I will gladly take suggestions of any strange animal you might want to know more about. And with that, Toffee and I will see you next time. Right, Toffee? Say goodbye. Tell them goodbye. Gah, you're so difficult to work with.